But in some countries, they believe that the best man's speech should not last longer than the actual groom lasted the bed on the wedding night. And I'm out of time. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not really kidding. Actually, that's actually very serious. The cool thing. I'm gonna preface this kind of with a serious note. Josh is a virgin. I've been friends with him pretty much my whole life, and I know this to be true. He is a virgin, and it's the most honorable, coolest things that I've ever experienced. To be able to see him, see him and his wife are there to save him for marriage is pretty awesome. But ironically enough, that inexperience tonight, you probably can talk to him tomorrow. He may still be a virgin tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. But no, listen, I'm glad the kids weren't allowed in this wedding, so I didn't have to censor myself. But I did have to give a draft copy to Kathy DeWitt, as I kind of mentioned last night. Unfortunately, this has nothing to do with the one I gave you. But it's funny. They didn't announce Tom DeWitt walking out here. He wanted to walk out with his wife, which is pretty cool. But on the label it says co-best man, and it's kind of funny because we've always had a competition. Pretty much for the past couple years, when Josh gets married, who's going to be the best man, me or him? And we always said, we do some sort of like competition or arm wrestle for it. I'm holding the microphone, I win, deal. No, it's cool looking around the room and seeing all the familiar faces, a lot of people that I've never met before, but a lot of people that I've seen in Josh's life for a long time, and it's especially cool seeing a lot of the Ohio guys here, particularly because that way I'm not the only one here single and depressed. No, I'm just kidding. I was going to bring a date, but I couldn't afford $200 an hour. So I skipped it. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. No, listen, I know a lot of you don't know me, and a lot of people here won't get a lot of these jokes, because you've probably only known Josh for about 9 months or so. Which, ironically enough, he's only known Kate for like 3 months, so that's perfect. No, but Josh and I, like I said before, Josh and I have known each other pretty much our entire lives, I think 13, 14 years now. And we've pretty much talked about everything under the sun. There's been no holds bar, no punches held back. And one of the things that we talked about kind of growing up early on was, should one of us pass away, who would get what possessions? And it was always this kind of thing. If Josh were to die first, I would get his car and his golf clubs. If I were to die first, Josh would get my legs, eyes, and pancreas. For those of you keeping score, that's diabetes joke number 1. I'm gonna leave a lot of the other stuff alone, but Josh isn't exactly a pillar of physical health. In fact, the line in Vegas shows that Josh has the same life expectancy of Steve Jobs. Too soon? Too soon? Too far? Oh, come on. Too early. I got the cordless mic, so nobody can pull the plug on it. No, but Josh, you finally met your match. Beautiful, amazing body, great legs. And Kate, you're very pretty also. No, but Kate, none of us honestly will ever understand it. You're actually choosing to become a girl. And this is, it really just, it kind of blows my mind. Then again, you aren't that far off. I always thought no one could be messier than Josh, but I think you might be messier than Josh, which is funny because you're gonna live in a house together. I know Kate's at my house. I know she's over hanging out with Josh because I'll come in and I will trip over her shoes, her purse, her bag, and everything else she owns, because it'll be right there on the kitchen floor when I walk in. Next to Josh's crap. It's pretty good, but Kate, I was trying to think of a few different things. I have a couple different lists of, first of all, I'll go things Kate will marry into. Come into with, okay? First, 12 points on Josh's driving license, and an insurance company that hates him. Insulin needles everywhere, even places he's never set foot in. 12 months of dirty laundry that I need you to pick up from my house later today. A 70% chance that your kids will become albino. You will have to plan everything for the rest of your life. Very poor hygiene. An endless supply of tillers and bicycles from Grandpa Harold. Bad credit. An endless supply of Chick-fil-A coupons. And a lifetime worth of disappointment. Your grandma told me not to hold back. I'm listening to insanity.
Bring up the best man.
Another list. Things that, Kate, you should always carry with you. 2 spare keys to your house and car. I say 2 because Josh will inevitably lose the first one. Josh's wallet and passport. Your phone so people can get a hold of Josh since he doesn't answer his own. At least 1 bag of Skittles. A mask to hide your shame whenever he acts like himself in public. A colostomy bag for him during road trips so you don't have to make a stop every 3 exits or have him pee into an empty Coke bottle while driving. This is all hypothetical. This has not happened 3 times to me. Crutches, should he try to jump off any bridges into shallow water. And Chick-fil-A coupons because he left his at home. But one suggestion for Kate, this is kind of, not a lot of people get this. Don't let Josh in the house by himself, Kate, because your house will probably depreciate like Janet Homan's home. We learned a lot last night, and there's so many stories. I want to tell one story real quick. There's so many stories that I could tell of Josh. It's so many. It's hard to count, and I could just go up here and riddle them all. Some of the stories I could say is, getting caught peeing on the side of our high school, getting caught peeing outside of my parents' house, peeing underneath the table at the Florida Georgia game. But I don't want to talk about those. That's embarrassing for me. But what I'm going to talk about is a story from a couple years ago, and this one's titled "The Betrayal." So we're going to Vegas, and Josh and a couple of the Ohio guys are in Las Vegas. He knows this is coming. It's not going to be good for him. I'm supposed to meet them the following day because I have to work, and I'm supposed to fly out the following afternoon. I get a call from Josh DeWitt about 11:30 at night, and he is half furious, half in tears, and he is just completely flustered, completely frustrated, and he just keeps saying this word to me. They betrayed me, Micah! They betrayed me! And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Slow down. No, you don't understand. They betrayed me! Josh, like, seriously, who did? Kevin! Kevin betrayed me! Let me give you a little preface to this story. They had gone out that night, and Josh had suffered from some major rejection after writing a 12-page manifesto on a napkin. But I won't dwell on that. He wanted to go home. He was frustrated, he wanted to leave. And Kevin, being a really good friend, said, hey, I'll go home with you. I don't care how early it is, I'll go home back to the hotel with you. Let me go to the bathroom first and we'll leave. He goes to the bathroom, comes out, Josh doesn't know where he found. This bar or club is 5 miles from the hotel they're staying at. And Josh subsequently walked the entire way back, crying his eyes out as cars drove past, stopped, checked to see if he was okay. He kept crying. He called me at 11 o'clock saying they betrayed him. They were looking frantically for him. Oddly enough, Josh actually got a cab finally 100 yards from the place. He walked 4.5 miles and got a cab for the last 100 yards. So, and then had to find money because he lost his wallet. So that's pretty funny. But it's still Kevin. I've heard this third party from them, and Kevin said he walked into the room that night and Josh just sits there. You betrayed me. That's probably my favorite story of Josh. But listen, for the next part, I actually wanted to ask my good friend Ben Davis up here to help me out. And Dave, you want to take over the camera?
You're not going to betray him, are you? I had nothing to do with this. No betrayal.
I'm sorry, this is Frank, not Dave. But I've lived with Josh for the past couple of years, and as he moved out this past week, kind of got all this stuff. It was sombering, and I was reminiscing on times we had together, and good times and bad times, and I wanted to tell you guys that in a song. Clearly, I'm taller than the band.
So here we are, my friend. Time to turn in the spare key. We knew this day would end, but thank God it's over. It's to the point where I can't take no more. Your insulin needles are all over my bedroom floor.
I think I stopped. Oh, throw them in the trash one time.
I swear I stepped on one last night. I don't want to catch diabetes. Honestly, I'd rather tuna and my apple juice were left on the counter next to Kate's purse and shoes. The garage was wide open, front doors unlocked, and neither of you are home. I just tried to call, but you forgot your phone. I knew this friendship was doomed to fail. Use my razor to shave your happy trail.
The first time you opened up all my mail. Well, sometime you're gonna be reading in Braille.
You lost your keys, your phone and your ID. They're in my pants that you borrowed without asking. This is the trend of having Josh as a friend. The front door's open again, and who pays the electric bill? Won't you shut the door before you leave? The air conditioning isn't free, and once in a while you'll brush your teeth.
I think it's been at least a week.
I'm gonna miss you, Josh DeWitt. The dirty clothes on the staircase, and how your room smells like crap.
And your ridiculously greasy hair. Your dandruff on my pillows. You leave every light on in my house. You're always late everywhere you go, dude. And if you say an hour, don't say an hour, not 5 minutes from here. Even your grandmother told us take any time you say the truth. You have the worst morning breath. It smells like a dumpster exploded in your mouth. Would it kill you to buy your own toilet paper? Seriously. You leave every door unlocked in the house. Half of them are open. You use the low blood sugar excuse to come in my room and drink up all the orange juice in my mini fridge and then say, it's because I have diabetes. Dude, is diabetes a real thing? Are we confirming that? Seriously? Dude, Chick-fil-A wrappers are everywhere, and it's really convenient how you always forget your wallet when we go out and I end up paying for it. Dude, your skin is ridiculously pasty. Have you ever heard of the sun? Why did you even buy the suntan oil if you're not going to use it? And I walked in to you using my deodorant, and now there's a hair on it. It's freaking disgusting.
Won't you buy your own deodorant? Maybe I just need to vent.